I wasn't supposed to go this deep. None of us were. This isn't a travel video. This is a survival story. I entered Veryovkina Cave, the deepest known cave on Earth, thinking I was prepared, thinking I was smart, thinking I was strong. But down there, strength doesn't mean shit. The cave doesn't care who you are. It only cares if you make it back. And most people, they don't. We arrived at the entrance like a team of explorers in a sci-fi movie, full of energy, high-fiving, cracking jokes, gear on our backs, harnesses jangling like keys to some forbidden kingdom. The entrance was just a hole. That's it, hidden in a forest clearing. No warning signs, no gate, no sense of scale. Just a crack in the earth, like the planet was exhaling. "Doesn't look that scary," Red said, peering into the black. I remember laughing. God, we were so stupid. The initial descent wasn't that bad. You drop in sections. Free-hanging rope descents called pitches. Some are 40 meters. Others, 80. You rappel down into the dark, clip to the next line, and go deeper. Repeat, over and over. At first, your brain keeps this illusion alive, like it's all temporary, like you're just an elevator right away from daylight. But somewhere around 500 meters, that illusion shatters. You look up, and there's no up. Just rope, blackness, and the sound of your own breath bouncing off stone. Then come the crawls. I swear, hell is made of cold limestone and jagged tunnels the size of your ribcage. You lie on your side, wiggle your way through worm-like gaps, backpack off, helmet scraping rock inches from your face. You inhale, squeeze forward, exhale, squeeze again. One passage, we called it the birth canal, got so tight we had to remove our gear, push it ahead of us, and snake through with bare elbows. Red panicked. I can't breathe. I had to coach him through. Had to keep my voice steady, even though I wanted to scream too. You don't realize how long 10 minutes is until you spend it trying not to hyperventilate in a space smaller than your coffin. By night 2, we set up our first underground camp, about 1,000 meters deep. Don't imagine tents and sleeping bags. Number. Imagine a wet ledge, slanted rock. Your only shelter is a foil bivy sack. Your breath hangs in the air like ghosts. "How far are we from the bottom?" someone asked. "Too far," someone else muttered. We tried to eat. Instant noodles turned to mush. Everything was wet. I dropped my only spoon into a crevice. Ate with a carabiner. We shared stories, mostly to fight the silence. But that night, I dreamed of voices. I wasn't the only one. There's a sound the cave makes that I'll never forget. It's not dripping. It's not wind. It's not rats or bugs or echoes. It's like murmuring, far off, just under the edge of your hearing. Like someone whispering behind your ear in a language you almost understand. Red heard it first. "Yo, you guys hear that?" "Hear what?" "Like, someone talking down there." We all froze. Headlamps off. Just our breaths. Just the dark. And there it was. A low rhythmic mumble. Not machines, not wind. We never figured it out. The worst came on day 4. We were 1,600 meters down, setting anchors, checking sump tunnels, when someone screamed, "Water, move!" The flood hit like a monster. We triggered a delayed surge, maybe from melting ice above, maybe a storm up top. It rushed in. We were slipping, scrambling, screaming into the comms. Gear went under. My glove tore on a rock. I nearly lost a finger. Red got pinned behind a ledge and almost drowned before someone yanked him out by the harness. Water filled every hollow space. We moved like ghosts with minutes left to live. We found a ledge, waited 6 hours for the water to fall. No one spoke. Just the sound of our teeth chattering and the cave breathing around us. Food was low. Sleep was worse. We started laughing at stupid things, like a guy farting into a crawl space, like my sock freezing midair while I tried to dry it. But the laughs didn't last. One night, Red broke, started muttering to his water bottle, said he heard his mom's voice in the walls, said he saw something crawl across the chamber. I told him he was dehydrated, but deep down, I believed him. I was seeing things too. We made it to the bottom, 2,212 meters down. No treasure, no underground lake, no ancient chamber, just a rock, a wall. It was silent, still, lifeless, and somehow deeply wrong. I touched the wall, closed my eyes. It felt warm. I opened them. I swear I saw something move in the rock. We didn't stay long. Coming back up? Pure hell. You're exhausted. Muscles shredded. Eyes red. Every climb feels vertical to infinity. Ropes feel thinner. Anchors feel weaker. At 800 meters, I passed out mid-ascent, dangling from a rope. Red slapped me awake. He cried when I opened my eyes. We didn't speak of it again. After 6 days in hell, we saw daylight. But it didn't feel like victory. It felt like waking up from a coma. We stood there, mud-caked, half-starved, barely able to stand, and just stared at the sky. Nobody cheered. Nobody fist-pumped. No high-fives this time. Just silence and tears. There's a kind of sob that doesn't come from sadness. It comes from release, from barely surviving something that wanted to swallow you whole. That was us, and somewhere in that cave. We left pieces of ourselves behind. Red doesn't talk about it. He doesn't even go outside anymore. He used to be loud, joked all the time. Now, he jumps at sounds, flinches at running water. One time we were at a bar and someone spilled ice down his back. He screamed and dropped to the floor like he was back in the shaft. Just curled up and whispered. I thought it was happening again. I haven't slept through a full night since we got out. Not one. Some nights I hear dripping, just like in the cave. Slow, steady. I check every pipe in the apartment, every tap. It's never real. And dreams? Worse. I dream of tunnels that get smaller the more I crawl. I dream of drowning with no water, of being crushed by walls that pulse like lungs. Let me tell you what almost killed us. Not could have, almost did. Because if you're watching this thinking, man, that looks cool, or I could handle that, you need to hear the truth. This cave doesn't play fair. Rappelling over nothing. There was this 60-meter drop. We called it the throat. It's a straight black void. Your only connection is one rope. No ledges, no backup. I clipped in, double-checked, started down. And halfway through, I felt the rope fray. Not snap, not break. Just a tiny vibration. Like a thread unspooling. I froze. Checked it. One of the outer sheaths had worn against a hidden rock edge. If I'd gone faster, I'd be dead. Nothing but a thump in the dark. We rigged a bypass. Took us 2 hours. But that was the first time I realized. The cave doesn't warn you. It just waits. The wrong turn. Around 1,300 meters, there's a chamber with 4 exits. 3 go nowhere. 1 goes deeper. Our map was soaked. Useless. We guessed. Picked the wrong tunnel. Spent 6 hours going the wrong way. Tight crawl spaces. Dead ends. Our oxygen was limited down there. Not because of altitude, but because air doesn't circulate in some tunnels. We started getting dizzy. Red said his fingers were tingling. I couldn't focus my vision. We turned back just in time. Another hour in that passage, we wouldn't have made it out. The flood. I told you about the flood already. But what I didn't say? We nearly lost someone. Jamie, the quiet guy on our team, slipped on a climb while water was surging under us. He swung out and slammed into a wall. Hard. His helmet cracked. We saw him go limp on the rope. The water was rising. We had seconds. Red unclipped and swung out to grab him. Got him hooked to a new line. If we'd waited 5 more seconds, Jamie would have been gone, taken under, drowned, crushed against some rock no one will ever find. After that, he didn't talk for the rest of the trip. The static wall. This was the weirdest one. Around 1,900 meters, there's a chamber with these crystalline deposits. Beautiful stuff. Sparkles under headlamps like diamonds. We took photos. But when we checked the shots later, they were corrupted. Not just blurry, glitched. Like static on an old TV. No light reflection, no color. And then one of our radios stopped working. We joked that we'd found some kind of magnetic anomaly. But later, Red whispered, I heard something. In the static. He wouldn't say what. The hallucination. This one's hard. It was the last night in the cave. 500 meters to the surface. I hadn't slept in nearly 30 hours. My body was shot. Everything hurt. And I was alone at that moment, waiting for the team to finish climbing so I could follow. That's when I saw someone at the bottom of the pitch, standing there. No headlamp, no gear, just standing. I called out. No response. But I heard my name. Not yelled. Whispered. From them. From the dark. I blinked, looked again. Gone. I didn't tell the others. Still haven't. So if you're thinking of going into Veryovkina, think hard. This place isn't a cave. It's a test. It doesn't try to kill you all at once. It waits. It watches. It offers chances to make tiny mistakes. Mistakes that compound until you're standing in silence, wondering if this is how it ends. And if you're lucky enough to crawl back out, you're never quite the same. Be ready to lose more than just sleep, because this cave isn't just deep. It's alive, and once it knows your name, it never forgets you.